world defensive lineman who's holding out, incurring a $50,000 a day non-rescindable fine. My understanding is the two sides are not close. There's nothing new to report here. The clock is ticking. They're no closer to a deal for Chris Jones today. We'll see if the two sides can bridge their differences.
On Chris Jones this week, but the Chris Jones and the Chiefs remain on holdout. As he said right there, Adam Schefter, it was not a great game by a first-team defense as the defensive line did not hold up. In front, they were terrible. And Daniel Wise is not good enough to get it done. They're going to have to sign someone like Carlos Dunlap or Melvin Ingram, both free agencies. First team did not get it done. The Vanilla offense as well, as they didn't score. Did not make it on a 4th and 1. Although I did like what I saw from Justin Ross, and I was on the second team offense, and also Rashid Weiss and former Giant Richie James. The Chiefs lost in a final screenplay. While I always want to win the game no matter what it is, I did not like the play on the screenplay by the 4th string quarterback. Also, Shane Burchell played well. I think he should maybe be a second-string quarterback, as Blaine Gabbert was not much to be yesterday, and he better show improvement. Burchell was good. He did throw for 155 yards, 2 touchdowns, and 1 INT. I know this preseason doesn't matter, but I've seen Blaine Gabbert in the NFL. He does not look so good. 26-24. The All-Pro guard Cowboys have agreed to raise over the next 2 seasons for Zach Martin, a deal that will pay him $18 million over the next 2 years, increases more than $8 million by his contract. Ex-running back for the Vikings, Dalvin Cook signs a 1-year deal up to $8.6 million. Patriots sign Zeke Elliott, deal worth up to $6 million. Rest of the NFL scores this weekend before we get to the Bears. Patriots win 29 over the Texans. Vikings win 24-13. Green Bay Packers on Friday win 36-19 over the Bengals. Dolphins lose to the Falcons 19-3. Buccaneers beat the Steelers beat the Buccaneers 27-17. Giants lose to the Lions 21-16. Commanders beat the Browns 17-15. Cardinals beat the Broncos 18-17. Bills beat the Colts 23-19. The Jets Panthers 27-0. Jaguars Cowboys 28-23. Jaguars. Eagles over Ravens 20-19. Chargers Rams 34-17. Saints 26-24 over the Chiefs. As we said, 34-7. Raiders, and now back to the Bears game. The Bears beat the Titans. Field goals for 3 for 3 for 129 yards in an incredible, efficient night. Also, DJ Moore caught the deep ball from Justin Fields for a 62-yard completion. The trade for the first overall pick for the Bears, DJ Moore, seems successful right now. Michael Orr on Blindside Family, Sean Elliott, Lee, Ann, and Tui in the conversation, which allowed the family to make millions of dollars in royalties through the movie life. Tori's family said he was never really adopted. This is some really unfortunate news. I know they say they can't adopt him after 18, but why wouldn't you? And this seems like a kind of a jerk move for the Toei family to do. We did the Big 12 head coaches rankings. Now we'll do the SECs. Zach Archer, Mississippi State. Clark Lee, Vanderbilt. Eli Drinkwitz, I hate to say it, but he is not seeing the better. I hate to say it, but he's not better than Billy Napier. Billy Napier has had more success in Florida. I really like Drinkwitz. He's a stand-up guy. As he stood up for the girls' volleyball team and the girls' softball team, saying that what the softball team and the girls volleyball team are not getting enough sleep. That guy said it perfectly, and a smart man off the field. But you got to win on the field in order to deliver your job. He's going to need to win 8 games in the next 2 years to secure his job, in my mind. Billy Napier at Florida. Shane Beamer. South Carolina, I flipped him because I think Sam Pittman is a better coach than ESPN does. Sam Pittman at 9. Hugh Freeze at 8 still could be a good SEC coach. He was a good Lane Kiffin at 7, keeping him there because ESPN says so, but he lost 5 out of 6 to end the season after going 7-0. Mark Snoops, Kentucky, who I've always liked. He's a very good coach, underrated. If he ever quits, he can come to Missouri. Jimbo Fisher, what's supposed to be have unachieved, but he's got to be 5 because of his reputation, and has done a good job at Texas A&M, just not to what his expectations are. At number 4, Brian Kelly. To me, just showing LSU, I have him below, but ESPN has him above. Josh Heupel. I have Josh Heupel at 3. Tennessee, he used to be the Mizzou's offensive coordinator. How good and nice would it be and able to keep him? Kirby Smart, to be honest, I think he's the best coach in the SEC. Smart's not all time, but right now, Georgia has a dunk of a schedule, as that comes up right here. And a link to that schedule. They have an easier schedule than Missouri. Nick Saban, Alabama since 1947 and 1942. Since his arrival, he has won at least 10 games straight, 15 straight, almost half. 7 of 18 of the Crimson Tide SEC under Saban's loss took place over 2 seasons, 07 and 010. Saban went 48-16 at LSU and won a national championship from 2000 to 2004. He finished 34-24 at Michigan State, 1995 and 1992. Nick Saban is 189-27 at Alabama. Missouri signs the number 1 recruit in the state. Missouri, second most of significant players. William Neer is a defensive lineman in the class of 2024, a product of Lee Summit recruiter. If he signs, he will land the highest. He will have landed the 2 of the top 3 ranked prospects in the program history. Right now, recruiting 55 next year in 2024, which the first player signed for the 2024. Mizzou will play Seton Hall. The game time to be announced later in December 17th, and Kansas City, Mizzou and Seton Hall. Also in basketball, in 2024, Missouri signs a 4-star recruit, 7-foot Peyton Marshall, and 300 pounds. He has committed to Missouri. He tells me, said, reported on this, John Tippleton. This is Sam Vaughan for Sam Sports Report.